Hello, hi, this is Tracy Payton. We're going to go ahead and get started with today's webinar. This is on Signarama franchisee websites, and we're actually going to be looking at when a customer comes onto your local Signarama site, how they would upload their artwork, and then how you can access that artwork on the management area, which is the back of the site, and export it out so that you can fulfill that order. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am recording this so we can have that to view. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. So what you see here is the front end of the website. So this is what the customer is going to see. And I'm actually on our demo store site. So if I look in here, there's a couple areas in which I can see that I can immediately upload, get a free quote, or request a quote here on the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over here to request a quote. So if I come into the request a quote area, it will take me to the page where I have the form for request a quote. So you can see here, we'll begin with just this basic form. I can fill that out. Okay, so I can use these drop downs on the quote to select what I would like to quote. And if I wanted sidewalk signs, I could select that. I can do a single side, a double side, and the quantity that I'm requesting. So it's pretty straightforward as to what I'm requesting the quote for. So what I'm going to do is enter my CAPTCHA keyword. And I'll send that request. Oh, the notes field is required field, so we'll go ahead and fill that out. Okay. And then we'll send the request. And once that quote has been sent, you'll get, or your customer will get a little notification letting them know that you'll be in touch with them shortly. So that's an example of filling out just a basic form on the site. And as you can see, you also have the upload artwork under your Signarama tab. So if I click on upload artwork, this again is another template or a form that's been put on the site. So you would fill it out just the same as what we just did with the request a quote. So I'll just go ahead and put my name in here and my email address. Now this is where I can upload a file. So I can browse and select that file. This file can be anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to upload a variety of files. Immediately I'll just do a JPEG. So I can open that up and it's uploaded. And then I'll do another one and let's do, I could do a PNG, but I was looking for like a PDF version here. I don't have any artwork that's a PDF version. So why don't we just go with this graphic here, or we can do a banner. Let's do that banner, and then we'll open and upload that as well. So we've uploaded 2 art files, and then any artwork notes. Okay, so we've got that, and we'll go ahead and put the CAPTCHA. So again, this is the user experience that your customer will be doing. So they'll be filling out these forms and then sending in those requests. Okay, so it's basically going to give you a little message as to what you need to do with those artwork formats or what formats are acceptable. And then it says, thank you for choosing Signarama. So that's how your customer is going to come onto your site. If they're going to upload artwork, they're going to use the upload artwork form. They could possibly request a quote. So these are additional forms that have been added to your website. Now, there's another way in which artwork can be uploaded, and that's through the online designer when a customer places an order. So they could actually order on your site, and when they select or create that artwork, that will be saved to the order. So we're going to go now on the back end, which is the management area, so we can see how these things, artwork and other form inquiries, come into the store. So if I go here on the back of this Signorama demo store, and then we put manage after. This is going to allow me to log in. And my password. Okay, so I'll log into the management area, which many of you have probably seen and are familiar with. There's a few different areas we're going to go into. The first thing that we're going to do is retrieve those request to quotes and those responses to the form of the artwork upload. So we'll come in here, and what we're going to do is under inquiries, you can see all the inquiries made on your site. But where I really want to show you is the form responses. So if we come into form responses and we click on that, you'll see several of the form responses, and it tells you here in this middle column what type of form response that is. So you can see that we just did an upload artwork form, although that's not it. We'll probably have to go to the last page. There's a contact form, a customer survey. So you have different forms here listed. Now, if I go to the very end, I should see the test that I just did, which is, I think we're going to have to go to the last page here. Okay, so unknown customer, 624, let's see. I'm not quite sure where it's adding it to, so we'll just use one of these here as an example. So if I come in here, I can edit this form, which just allows me to edit the way the form appears to the customer, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But you do have the ability to view the response, and that's where you're going to be able to export that artwork. So why don't we take this upload artwork, and if I view this response, you can see that I have the name, the email, but I now have the uploaded file. So if I click on this, it's going to open up that artwork file and allow me to export that out. Okay, so it's basically up here at the top. It's downloading that artwork. And then I can go ahead and open that download and put it on my computer or wherever I need to access it. Okay, so that's how you would view the response or export that artwork out. So if we go back to the inquiries and we go to form responses, we can basically say, here's another one, a photo uploaded form. We can view that response. And it will change that status from new to viewed. So you have this information here. If I want to open it up, there's the flying ninja. So we can export that artwork out as well. Okay, so that's where you would go to get and access your form responses, whether it was a request to quote or upload artwork. Now, the other area that you would want to visit is under e-commerce. If someone's using that online designer and designing artwork and placing an order, that's going to be under your view orders. So if I click on view orders, again, it's going to list all the orders that I have on the system. And then what I can do is view that order. So if I go ahead and select the order that I want to view, I can view that. And it's going to give me my shipping details, billing, total, and checkout, and any additional notes on that order. But if I scroll down, you'll see that if there's an artwork, I can export that photo art charge. So basically there is art, so I can go ahead and export, and that's going to allow me to export that artwork. Now it will ask me the format in which I want to export it. So if I want to do a JPEG, I can also include the embleed and then export that artwork. Okay, so there's the file right there, and if I click on that, it'll open up and we can see the small piece of artwork there that's been uploaded. Okay, so we'll back out of that or close that file and close the designer export. And so that's where you would export the artwork from someone using that online designer and placing an order on your site. So again, if I come up to the site and at the toolbar, the place I'm going to look at for any form responses is going to be under form responses in the inquiries dropdown. The other area is e-commerce, and I'm going to be viewing my orders. So those are the areas in which you can get and export that artwork out of your system. Now, we talk a little bit about forms, so I am going to go into forms so that I can show you how to customize some of the forms that are on your site. You have the ability to build forms and create new, whether it be a testimonial or a customer feedback form in which you want customers to come on and tell you how your service is. So what you can do is under content, if you click on forms, this is going to pull up all the various forms that are on your site. So you can see there's several forms. Now, if it is a form that is something that was created by corporate or that's universal for franchisees to use that appears on the site, you're not going to be able to have the edit button. But if it's a form that you put on the site and you created, then you have that ability to edit that form. So for instance, if I want to come in and create a new form, I can just come up to this top right, create form, and give it a reference. So I can give it a title as to what that form is called. So if we just want to call it, I'm sure there's already a form there, but if we wanted just to do an artwork upload form, we can do that and give it a title. And I'm just going to, I know there's one on the site, so I'm just going to put a -1 after, just so I can determine which one it is. On the button, this is the text that when the customer submits the form. So what do you want it to say? You can choose submit. And then here's your response text. So thank you for your... And you can have the results emailed to you in addition to having them viewed on the back end or management area of the site. And you have the choice to use CAPTCHA, which makes it very difficult for spammers to post junk. So you can put that in there. Once you've filled out the attributes of the form you want to create, you save the changes in the top right. And then what I can do down here is it's populating this fields area. And you basically build these forms by adding fields. So if I click on this little link that says add new field, this allows me to add a field. And you'll see on the left side over here the types of fields that you can add to a form. So if I want a text field, I can just click text. If I want to be able to upload artwork, a file upload, I could select file. So we'll do a real quick basic form. We'll put a text in there. And as I'm doing this, I just want to mention, I mean, if you want to have a drop down where the customer can basically, select a variety of, maybe things they're interested in, signs or attributes, you can go ahead and select a checkbox where you can check multiple items on that. So you can see that I just created the customer name. I can add a new field here for maybe the customer email. So we can do another text line and determine that to be email. And again, I'm making this required by hitting the yes, and I'm saving those changes. And because it's an upload artwork, we'll go ahead and add a new field, and we'll use that field file field. So we'll click File, and we'll save those changes. And then I'll just use an example of another multiple selection field. So we'll come in here, add a new field, and this time we'll use only one item can be checked from the drop down. So we'll do File, Format, Yes, and then we'll list the file formats here. Okay, we'll just leave it at that and save changes. So what I've done is I've built a form on the back of the site using this fields area here. So when I'm happy with my form, I can come up here and save my changes. It will then be added to that forms page where you saw all those forms. Now it won't be pushed through to the actual front end of the site unless you do that linking. So you would have to link it to either a toolbar or a bookmarks module somewhere on your site. So I've saved that form. I've got that already in there. What I can do now is I'm going to go to my content and I'll go to a page. And on this page, I'll put that form that we just created. So let's find a page that we want. There's a test new page. We'll go in here to contents. Well, let's give it some attributes. And we won't call it, we'll do forms page. And we'll just title it forms. So we're basically changing the attributes of this page to say forms. So we'll save our changes there. And once our changes have been saved, what we're going to do is we're going to add that form to that page. So I'm going to go grab that forms page. I'm going to do the contents. So I can put contents on there. And as many of you know, we use modules to get content onto a page. So what I'm going to do is, you can see those modules that I have the ability to edit on this page are not grayed out. So you can see there's a banner, some holiday snaps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that form on there. So I need to select the form module from the top left. So I'm going to do form, insert the module. And when I do that, it should add that form onto our page. Now we will need to use this drop down to select that form. So let's go find it. Test form. There we go. And we'll save that. And it's pulled in that form onto that page. So then what we'll do is we'll publish that so that customers can use that and push it to the front end of the site. And the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to link that newly created or that test page that we did called forms to the site. So what we might want to do is we can put it in that My Signorama area, or so what we can do is go into settings, and if I go into general settings, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm going to go into pages. And I'm going to find the home page. I'm hoping that I have that ability to search. Okay, so there's the home page. Oh, but I don't have the access to edit that page. Let's see. Should see that under general settings. Okay, I'm just going to put it on any page here. So we'll go ahead and put it on I was hoping to put it on the My Signorama page, but that doesn't look like we have access to that. I haven't given this demo site that access rights. Default pages. There we go. So we'll select default pages. Okay, so this gives us all the different pages that are controlled kind of from the master site, and these are all the pages that are part of the overall template. So this is where we're going to go grab that Signorama area, My Signorama. So we'll go through here, find it. Here we go. There's the My Signorama. So we'll go ahead and edit that. And I'll select from the drop down here, and we created a page. There we go. I missed it at the very top. So we'll select forms and hit insert, and that's going to go ahead and put that over here, and I will save. So we've edited that. So now if we want to view the site, we can come up here and view the demo store. We should see the forms in here under that My Signorama. There we go. So under My Signorama on here, we can use the forms, and it will take us to that forms page that we created. And you have that upload artwork form. So I can take any questions regarding upload artwork and how to create forms on the back end of your site at this time. And if there are not any questions, I just want to say thank you very much for attending today's webinar.